Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am really excited about today's video. I think I've said that in every single video, but it's true. Today I took my kids to daycare and I realized that there were so many leaves on the ground, and it's actually starting to become fall here in South Carolina, which is really exciting. And so I picked up a few leaves and I decided, why not make a bowl that is in the shape of a leaf, like a little trinket bowl, not something that you eat out of. So yeah, today I'm going to be making this little leaf bowl, and then I might do another one, I'm not sure yet. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. That would greatly help me out. And if you are not following me on Instagram, go ahead and head over there. You can see a bunch of my digital art pieces that I make, and then some random ones that I do here and there that I don't film. I know this project is going to take a little bit of time just because I am going to be using air dry clay, so let's get to it. Okay, so to start off with, I took this aluminum foil and lined my bowl just so the clay would not stick to it. And then here are some leaves that I picked out. I did end up picking that really pretty leaf in the corner, and then also the elephant ear. I'm just showing you different types of air dried clay, but I'm going to use the Crayola clay, and then I'm just going to knead that up really well, get it warm, get it loose and softer so it's easier to blend into the leaf. I would also grab a bowl of water. That's going to really help you with the blending process. Use the back side of the leaf. The crinkles and wrinkles and everything are more pronounced on the back side, so that's why I did that. And then I just took my rolling pin just to give it, a similar depth for the whole leaf. And then I had to pick it off of my table because it wanted to stick. I decided to roll it a little bit more just to get it a little bit thinner, and then I did go around the leaf and cut out all of that excess clay that is sticking out. You don't want that, you don't need it, just cut it off and put it back in the bowl. And then you're gonna do the fun part, which is picking all of this stuff off. And make sure you get everything, or it can cause, your leaf can dry out and get all really gross in your clay. That's not good. So that is what I did, and then I had to take my little expo knife and get all these little tiny pieces off my clay. And then the water came in super clutch for this because I just had to dip a paintbrush into the water and then go over any of those rough areas that didn't print well, or just they just looked funny. So and then the water just smooths that clay out so much. And then I also smoothed out the sides because that's where we obviously cut with the knife, so that was going to be pretty rigid. So I rounded off those sides pretty good, and then I had to take this off of the cutting board. So then I pushed it into the bowl. I was trying to get it, in a good shape that I wanted. Don't push too hard or you're gonna lose your details. But then the bowl was the curve was too big, so I decided to take it out of the bowl. The aluminum foil still had that curvature to it, but I was able to, manipulate it and get it to how I wanted. Now that we have that all set and it's setting in the bowl perfectly, I am going to just let it sit on the table overnight. It should be dry by tomorrow, and yeah, tomorrow I will come back and we will paint it. Yeah, it definitely took more than a day. I didn't do this until later on in the second day. But first off, I did, I want to get all those crinkles, like that dark color, just to add depth. And then lightly with a watered down paintbrush, I covered it with like this green paint. So you'll see I'm not pushing hard. I'm not trying to get into those crevices of the clay. You still want that like color texture in it. And I'm dipping my brush into water almost every single time just to make sure that that paint is super, it's not super opaque and it's super runny. So I did the sides and then I trying to like blend it towards the middle. The leaf that I'm doing was brighter on the outsides, but it had some like teal spots, and so you'll see that I'm just lightening and brightening, and then I'll go over a few times over these really deep crevices and put that darker brown color in there, just to make sure that those are like standing out and popping. And then the next thing that I do is a kind of a cool trick that I figured out was just you take a paper towel, dip it in water, and then you dip your paint into it. And this can like be used like a sponge, so it leaves, you know, this cool texture if you let it. But if your paper towel is more wet, it dilutes that color a lot, so it's not as opaque and it blends easier into the other colors that are surrounding it. So I don't have to manipulate the paint that much. I can just go in and poke it around. So this is the completed one. I did paint the back, but now we're gonna move on to our second piece. The second piece was definitely my favorite. I followed the colors a lot more strict in this painting. I gave the leaf a all over yellow color front and back. I never ended up painting the back part like anything else except for just yellow, because we didn't really need it. And then it had this beautiful like purpley brown color in the most random spots. Like that middle leaf was completely cut in half with color. It was the coolest thing. So really I'm just trying to see all of like the main color blocks of this piece. So when I'm looking at the leaf, I am focusing on like all of like the background color basically, and just throwing it on the leaf, trying to blend together. I'm not worried about super details at this point because there's so much more work that has to come into this. This definitely took me longer than the green piece, but it was so fun. I love it. I went into my office the other day and I saw it and I thought that I didn't get rid of the leaf. Like, it looks so cool. So yeah, you can see me like brushing off the paint onto this paper towel beside it, and that's because I don't want to go in heavy-handed with that paint. This yellow is extremely watered down. That's why like you can definitely see through it and it kind of looks muddy, but that's what I want for this piece. Now we're gonna go in with the really dark color for those stems. I did do a purpley black color, just to make sure that it was like super detailed, and on the leaf it was pretty dark too. But I'm trying to add these little veins that I'm seeing. Some of the veins popped through, some of them didn't, and so I just am outlining where the little vines are on the leaf, and then I'm kind of rubbing them out so they're not super pronounced, but they're obviously still there. That little dot is a detail on the leaf. I got ahead of myself because I was really excited about that part. But yeah, then I keep giving like little veins and then like rubbing them away so they're not as pronounced. And that's another good thing about the wet paper towel. It works really, really well for that. Okay, so these veins I guess took a long time, but now I'm adding all these little details. I'm looking at colors, hues, saturation, opaqueness, all of that. I am trying to match this as much as not as much as I could. I could definitely spend a lot longer on this piece, but I still like how it turned out. And I'm very like meticulous with how like these dots are being placed and what color is going where. And this really rattled my inner OCD because not being able to put yellow on that one side was hard. But here it is. This project did take a little bit longer than I thought. I thought it would only take like one day to actually make the clay and then let it dry overnight and then I could paint it the next day. It ended up taking 2 days. That's fine. I mean, whatever. I can do other stuff. So if you decided that you wanted to make a leaf little trinket tray as well, definitely tag me, Art with Ari, on Instagram. And yeah, I really like how the elephant ear turned out. I think this one is really pretty. Like I said, I got this like just in my back, or in the front of my yard. And then this leaf, I actually went to my neighbor's house and stole it from their yard. But it's fine. I know. It's fine. But yeah, I really like, this one is definitely my favorite, like paint-wise, just because there's so many colors and it definitely looks really like fall-esque-y. And I really like the elephant ear just because elephant ears are like one of my favorite like plants because they're just like so massive and huge. If you like this video, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. That would help me tremendously. And I will see you next week for some Christmas DIY gifts. So yeah, see ya.